Hey, 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 rock stars. This is Holly Southerland, founder of Rockstar Organizers, and I have an amazing guest with me today named Tina Gann. Welcome, Tina.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello. Tina has recently hit a major milestone, and when she sent me a message telling me this, I'm like, we got to share her story. It's so inspiring. So, I have a treat for you today to get to hear from Tina. She truly inspires me. I love working with people who are inspiring to me right back, encouraging, supportive. And I really think that speaks to Tina's character that she is someone who encourages others, supports others, and is not just all about her own self, her own business. And truly, I feel like that's a secret to growth. And that's been one of the things that I've admired about your journey is I've seen you support and really step in for other organizers in our community to offer a listening ear, an encouraging word, and even practical wisdom from some of your successes. So I honor you for those things.
Thank you.
So I would love to hear a little bit of your story, Tina, from before we met. It's been a couple years, 2 or 3 years maybe. And what was business like for you getting started, and how were things in those first couple years of being an organizer?
Yes. When I started the business, I it was right before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and then we all know how that worked. So it was a very slow start to begin with. But also with that, it kind of gave me time to, I just started. Now I have time to really rethink and do that. So that was good. But about a year into when I started my business, I moved. So I'm a military spouse, and we started I started my business in Maryland, and then we moved to Ohio. So I felt like business was just really starting to pick up, and then we moved, and so I had to start all over again. And that was really frustrating to me as someone that just wants to go in and organize and help people, and having to just basically start over from scratch. It took a lot of time to build up that momentum again. Especially, when I started my business, I already had contacts, I already had friends in the area, but then I moved to a completely new area. I didn't know anyone. And it took me, let me think, it took me about 3 months to get my first client in my new location in Ohio. And I was just dying because I had been somewhat busy. But the other thing that I knew I really wanted to do is I wanted to bring on a team. And I didn't quite know how to do that. So about, let's see, it was probably about 9 months into being in my new location is when I met Holly. I had an assistant. I didn't quite know how to sell bringing on multiple organizers. And so any of the clients that I had, they just they were like, no, I'd rather just work with you. And so, but I really, I had about 2 years of experience at this point, and I
Yeah.
knew if we, if I was able to bring more people on, we could just knock out a space so much quicker than my, month-long process of working in someone's basement for 4 hours at a time. I really just wanted to be able to bring on a team. Um,
Yeah.
when I so leading up to that, I also felt very lonely, and I didn't feel like I had a community of people that quite understood me. I could talk to my husband, I could talk to my friends, I could talk to my family members about my business, and, they just didn't get it, and it was hard. I just felt very lonely.
My question is from that is what was the thing that was inspiring you to want to bring on more team members? Like what did you feel like that was going to create for you personally if you could bring on a team? Not just to finish clients faster, because that's an obvious benefit, but what would have been the impact for you personally knowing to you could bring on a team?
Well, I felt just so overwhelmed and alone.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
overwhelmed and I felt alone.
Mhm.
And the few times that I was able to bring on my assistant, it was just awesome to have a second person there to bounce off ideas with, to just share that the burden of the job, you know?
Yeah.
That was really, it was just so nice. And it just seemed like everything just flowed so much easier when there
Yes.
was more people, someone else with me.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So it would relieve the burden, it would take away the loneliness, the overwhelm. And then what would it give you? Like, what would be the positive feelings you would feel having that team there if you were to think back into 2 years in business?
Yeah, again, being able to share a lot of the struggles that come on the job, but then also sharing the triumphs and
Yes.
um, you know, the how the clients react and how happy the joy that it brings them. But
Yeah.
also the benefit for me is I get more time. I get my
Yes.
time back. It's not going to take as much time. So therefore I could either do something else with that time or I could work with more clients.
So what kind of things would you like to do at that time? Just Tina time.
Well, I'm a busy person. I have lots of responsibilities in other areas of life. I have a husband and kids, and um, we're really involved in our church. Um, so with that time, I have time for myself. I
Yes.
definitely do
Yes.
give a lot, and I am a people pleaser. So therefore, if other people can help in the business, then that gives me Tina time.
Yes. Tina time, Tina time. Let's have some Tina time. So you wanted some Tina time. You wanted someone, maybe a teammate, to high five at the end of an awesome project, and you're like, "Yes, we did it! Boom!" That feels amazing, and to feel that sense of friendship and camaraderie, and just the amazing lift that it brings you of relief, knowing that you didn't have to slog around in this basement by yourself for a month, but you had somebody to help you knock it out in 2 days, or two or three people to help you knock it out in 2 days. I
Yeah.
feel like you were at that point where you could see it and envision it in your mind's eye, and you could almost feel it like, oh, I'm going to feel so relieved. I'm going to feel not alone anymore. But you got to this point at some level where you're like, I don't know the practical steps of how to make this happen.
Hmm.
And I heard one of the things you say was about kind of convincing the client to bring on a couple new people. And so part of that is like conversation skills, the positioning of how do I position a team to this client where I full well know that this is going to be powerful, but they don't quite get it. Maybe I'm perceiving, or I'm like judging that they're perceiving, if that makes sense. I'm
Hmm.
judging that they're perceiving that it's going to be like all these people in their house, all up in their hair. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be overwhelming. So part of it is just learning how to talk about what you do to people to position it as a way that benefits them.
Yeah.
And that is something that I remember was one of your big pivotal moments a couple years ago whenever you first implemented my pricing model.
Yes. I connected with you in some organizer group. I don't even know where, but I remember you were talking about moving. And as a military spouse who moves, I also knew I was going to be moving again. And you had some value to give in that regard. But then you were having a dream team challenge. And I was like, all right, I'm totally going to do this. And I don't even know which day it was, but one of the days you talked about packages and package pricing. And that was the huge light bulb moment for me. This is where the pivotal moment that my business changed. And since then, business has been so different in such a good, positive way. So, yes, I can tell you more about that.
Wow. That would have been day 3, which was probably March 17th of 2022. That's what I think it was.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
really,
about
it
right.
was just
It was
almost
March.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. I remember. And then I remember you joined our 30-day challenge after that. And then on your own, you reached out to me and you're like, I'm in for the whole shebang. Like, I want support. I want community. I want to do this. Like, it's my time. And I really admired you for that because you're a woman who, as much as you are diligent and you figure things out, you don't hesitate to get support. And I think that's where a lot of organizers go wrong is they feel like I got to figure this out by myself. I got to kind of earn my badges and my stripes
Mhm.
and white knuckle it, figure it out instead of saying, you know what, I want to be a supported woman who has women around me who can speak encouragement into me whenever I'm having one of those imposter type days, and I'm feeling kind of crappy about whatever. And that's something I've always admired about you because, I mentioned earlier that you show up to support other people, but I think that's because you show up to receive support. And because you know how to receive support, then you know how to give it to others. And I really, really appreciate that about you.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of support from the groups and from you, and it's been so pivotal, helpful to me. One of the things that it's taken me a lot to learn is to let go of some of that control.
Mm,
I don't have to do everything. So I can also, instead of me figuring out everything and taking X amount of time to do that, I can ask someone who is the expert. And yeah, I might have to pay some money for it, but that's time that I'm not spending that I can be, putting towards other things that are going to make money. So it's an investment, right? Investing, I'm learning more and more that in order for the business to thrive and to grow, I have to invest. And this
yes.
is definitely an investment. Holly Sutherland, you are an investment that has paid off in so many ways. So, yeah.
Oh, that warms my heart. What ways do you feel like the investment has paid off for you?
Okay, do you want me to share the big news?
What's the big news?
The big news is that I hit 100K just last month, my first 100K for my business. Um, and yeah, big celebration. Um,
Yeah, girl.
yeah.
How does that
Yeah,
feel?
it feels amazing. It feels amazing. I mean, looking how the year was projecting, it looked like it was going to happen, but until it happens, you just don't know because month to month, you just don't know, but
Yeah.
it feels amazing. It feels
Wow.
amazing.
Wow, wow,
Um,
wow.
but to get to that point, I would love to share more of what changes I've been able to do since um, March of 2022.
I would love
Is
to
that
hear.
okay?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would love to.
All right. So
Spill the beans.
I immediately changed to package pricing and immediately added one or two other organizers to the team because I had people wanting to join, wanting to organize for Simply Organized. But again, I just didn't know how to do it. Um, and so immediately then I was able to, we were able to just start doing more jobs. Um, and then we, with the help of Rockstar Organizers, been able to look to the future. And so since then, I have since moved and I made the
Again.
big decision of keeping the business running in Ohio. So it is still running with a project manager and organizers, and I am in a new location of Annapolis, Maryland. And it feels amazing that we've been able to. Uh, I sat with you. We had a one-on-one right around the time that I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep this business going here. And I loved how you helped me create a timeline of, okay, what do we need to get done? What needs to be in place in order for your business to continue without you. And
Mhm.
so, there's a lot of things that have taken place, but I remember the first session that my team went on without me, and that was an amazing feeling that I
Yes.
was making money not doing the job, right? But not only that, again, being willing and able to let go of that control and know that other people are capable. Maybe they're not going to do exactly the way that I would do it, but we've created standard operating procedures. We've trained, we've done all these things. And really, with the help of Rockstar Organizers, I've been able to work on the back end of my business and build it up so that it can run smoothly. We've created a system just like we do when we go into homes of to help organize. We've organized my business so that there are systems that are running, um, and it's just
Amazing.
plug and play. So
You said it's plug and play, is that what you said?
plug and play.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. Plug and play. That's music to my ears. Plug and
yes.
plug and plug and play. Yeah, I love how you likened it to how we do that in people's homes because we instinctively know the value of it. We know the value of when you go in, you ask, what does someone want in their home? What do you want to see happen here? And then how do we make a system so that it can be repeated and it can be kept up? Because otherwise, people don't just hire us to come do a one-time fix. It's about how do we create something that lasts. And
Mhm.
that's really the power of a system is that it's a specific intended outcome that's repeatable. And I feel like you have a great mind for that. You have a great mind for systems and you have taken yes, you've taken a lot of time and a lot of training, but you already had it in the bag. You just kind of needed somebody to like talk it through and get some feedback, build out a timeline, screen share on Zoom. Okay, let's crank out this Google Doc together and then come up with a plan and you fill in the gap. And it was a really true collaboration between us. And that's something that I have really appreciated. And it's just been such a joy to see you grow. And every time I see you post like your team or your social media, you're really active on Instagram and social media. And I love that. Your posts are always so on point and beautiful. And I can see why clients want to hire you because you're excellent. You're great at what you do. You're consistent at what you do. And you've really built something beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's yeah, it's amazing. Like, I just pinch myself every day. I just think to see where I'm at. And, there have been many times and many days that I wanted to give up
Mm.
because it was a lot. It's a lot of work um, to get where I am now, and a lot of time and energy and effort, and really how much time I was putting into it to begin with. I was hardly making anything, but now it's starting to come back,
Yes.
so it's really exciting to see where
Yeah.
it is
So,
and to imagine
yeah,
where it can go from here.
for sure. For sure. You're just maybe 3 or 4 years in. So imagine the next 5 years and where all you can go from here. Amazing. And I
Yeah.
know you were able to contribute in some really meaningful ways to your family because of having this business. And you were really wanting a certain type of home and a certain type of neighborhood and location. And if I remember, you found exactly what you wanted and you were able to contribute to that.
Yes. Yes. So, not to go too much in my personal life, but we we are forever renters because we move so much. We've moved 7 times in the last 12 years, which is just ridiculous, but that's just how it is. Um, and so we really wanted to buy a home in our new location, and the market is not a great market to be purchasing a home in. But it was the right time for us, and not having any equity, because we have been forever renters. I was able to help contribute in the down payment of the home in order to really get the home that we want. So it felt really good to be able to do that. Um, and
Isn't that
now
chills?
It's just so awesome. It's just so great. And now, again, now we own a home. So now, of course, there are home projects and things that we want to do, and I'm able to help contribute with to that. So and
Amazing.
and be able to splurge a little bit here and there, and it's just such a good feeling. So,
Yes,
um,
yes.
during this
What are
recording
things
just
that Tina
happened.
likes to splurge on? I'm
Well, I was
curious.
gonna say, so it's December. The recording right now that we're recording it is December, and I splurged on all new Christmas decorations. So we got
Yes,
all lights for our new home and new wreaths and garland, and we have a nice big banister as you enter the home, and we got all new garland and lights and decor for that. And it's just that's what I love to splurge on. I love creating a home from my house
yes,
and beautifying things.
yes,
So that's
yes.
what I have
You're
splurged
so good at it.
on.
I love it so much. I love it so much. So, where do you want to go from here? Where do you see yourself in the future with now that you've got a lot of systems in place? You've created a beautiful company, beautiful, thriving company in two locations. You've contributed to your family in some really meaningful ways. What do you see for yourself in the next little while with, wow, now this could really be possible now that I've got some things settled?
Well, so we're starting new where we are now. And so immediately I got a team of organizers together. So right now I'm working with them side by side, but hoping to get to the point that they again can go out on jobs on their own. Um, and then I can continue to build. Um,
Yes,
But with our lifestyle, we probably will be moving again sometime. I'm not sure when. But kind of my hope is that with every location that we move, we will just keep the business running in the previous location and we'll just have a few different locations happening throughout the country. So,
I love it. Spreading
yeah,
abroad.
but I mean, I don't think I would be doing that if it wasn't for how my life is. But it's always been kind of a pain point for me to have to move so much. And so this is a way that it can benefit myself and our family. Um,
Yes.
so it's exciting that now I've done it once, we can do it again. Like I said, like plug and play. We've got the systems in place. We can just keep doing it. Well, I just want to say if you're watching this and listening to this that you can do it. I believe in you. And if you take the time and put in the work and you're really making an effort. And if you're working with Holly, if you do what she says, you will be successful. It's not going to happen without the work and the dedication. But if you put in the work and the dedication, it will happen. And so just keep it up. Don't get down. Um, and remember that we've all been there. But yeah,
Mm.
Holly, I oh my gosh, like you're like up here on the most influential people in my life. In that, I mean, I just couldn't see my business going anywhere 2 years in to my business. Again, I had moved twice or moved, and so I almost feel like it was like a year into my business, even though it was 2 years of being a businesswoman, but a year into having a business. Um, but I just have learned so much, and you've been such a great support to me, and you continue to be a support, and all the other organizers in Momentum and Team Building Blueprint have just continued to be such a support to me. So I am just forever grateful for you.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so precious and so meaningful to me. And just I love and adore you, Tina Gann. And you are forever a rock star in my book too. I loved that moment that we had. We've met in person a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times over the last couple of years, and I remember taking a walk with you and just feeling like, wow, this woman is amazing. This woman is going places, and I think it's really because of the quality of your heart, and you give everything your all, and that's really visible. And so our community loves you. You're such a part of us, and definitely not alone.
Mm.
Not only with your physical team, but just having us. You're definitely not alone, and we love you so much. So thank you so much for sharing your story, and
Yeah.
and being so open with us and sharing your journey and your successes and everything like that. It's been amazing. And here's to 200K coming up
Woohoo!
next.
We'll see. But yeah, anything is possible, right?
That's right, sis. Anything is possible. So, thank you so much for being here. And for anyone watching this, I want you to know that the next step is often a challenge or a virtual event, virtual retreat. Tina attended one of these, and it's a really concentrated time to focus. We have one coming up called Rockstar Organizers Live, December 14th through 16th. Sometimes we do the Dream Team Challenge, which is a 5-day challenge, and that's what Tina did to start. But really, it's a matter of immersing yourself in a community and in an environment of learning where you can see, wow, I'm really not alone. There's other people with the same questions. And it makes you feel not so insecure and not so much like, oh, I got to figure all this out by myself. But you see other people on the same path as you, the same journey as you. And so, for those of you who are watching this, you're invited to Rockstar Organizers Live, December 14th through 16th. You can register at rockstarorganizerslive.com and would love to connect, stay in touch. Find me on Facebook. That's where Tina and I met. I'm in all the organizer groups because y'all are my peeps. What's up, peeps? Y'all are my peeps. And Tina, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing afternoon.
Thank you, Holly. Same to you.